Good morning, friends. You got Gord. You're hurting hippie with a big zip. It is Saturday morning. I woke up odd. Woke up kind of like yesterday, but I'm doing better. I'm attacking it better. Uh, I feel stronger today. Even though we had at least another foot of snow. It's minus 20. Well, it's minus 12, but with wind chill, it's minus 20. And it's just basically crappy outside. But it's out of my control. And if I let things that are out of my control affect my moods like I did yesterday, well, I got you guys to build me up, but I gotta stop doing that. So, peace and cheers, love and harmony. Let's beat the shit out of this winter. Now, a couple of you have been asking for me to weigh in politically on a few issues. I, I'm going to call it my political position and let you guys try to figure it out. But I'll be the first to admit, I am quite an enigma when it comes to politics. I was raised by rather uh, liberal, hippie like, hippie leaning. No way my dad was ever a hippie, but my mom really enjoyed that portion of society, and that really leaned me towards them. And wow, being liberal when I was growing up was a lot different. I I don't think it's the same today, and I really don't want to put down one side or the other. They're different from what they were. But like my religious beliefs, which are an enigma as well, which span five or six different religions, and still not one of them speaks to what I believe. Same with politics. Same with the political spectrum. I think we as society tend to use the spectrum wrong. I don't think any of us fall on a specific spot along the spectrum, like libertarian or far left or liberal or democratic or conservative or right conservative, or I said libertarian. But you know what I mean? There's all these positions along the spectrum of political ideology, and I took political sciences in university. And I don't believe any one of them should be used to define us because they're so restricting and confining to your beliefs. There are things that liberals believe in that I still believe in, or should I say, there's things that I've believed in all my life that liberals used to support strongly and still somewhat support, and that is peace, harmony, end of war, reducing the military footprint. It's become harder and harder to find a liberal that really is against the military footprint, and it's hard to find one that's against war. So they've moved very much center in that area. But then in in freedom, in just the respect to be able to be whoever you are, because we have so little control over who we are. That used to be a left side. Now it's libertarian or conservative to say you need to be free. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of association, freedom to say stupid things, freedom to be an asshole, freedom to be a good person. Freedom is not just protected for the good, it's protected for all. Um, so, where do I fall on political spectrums. As I said, my love of peace puts me on the left, but the rest puts me right or far right, libertarian, or even further right, anarchist. That's why I don't put a label on me. The only label I ever wear, and I wear it proudly, is hippie, because it's not very defining. Labels that define us limit us. They they disallow us. I've had so many people say, "Oh, you're conservative. Why would you think that?" Find a place where I said I'm a conservative. I've never said that. You assumed I was conservative, then you assumed my position on almost every single subject. You can't do that. You want to know my position on something, you need to ask me. And I didn't want to say this, but Carpe, you asked me to speak about gun control. Since I said, if you ask, I'll answer. I think people should have the right to carry their guns. I believe in the Second Amendment for the U.S. We follow the same sort of liberty here, is that as long as there's no strikes against you in society, you should have every right to own anything you want to own. Just be cool. Just be cool. We tend to build all these regulations and limitations to freedoms and all that, all because of a half or a quarter of a percent of the people who can't handle it. I think that the whole entire gun debate is wrong right now. Better background checks would not have saved the last bunch of shootings. Stricter gun control would not have saved the last bunch of shootings. Better identification of the mentally ill and removal of rights from those who are mentally ill, that would have. People don't want to talk about that. But what is wrong with, as I say, rights are for those who are living in society within society's rules. I do not like rules. I like anarchism. I like no government, because I truly believe that those who break what is expected of them, never mind laws, those who break what is expected of them within a society are often shunned, and so usually don't, and even if they do, society takes care of those people. Laws aren't required for that. So my position is relatively simple, but not tied to any political ideology. It is that be a good person, be the best person you can be, speak out against things. That doesn't make you a bad person, that makes you a person with a different opinion. None of us should be tagged to a label, because we all have been raised differently in different environments with different pulls and pushes to our ideology and to our mores, and so we will never ever all think the same, and we should never. We should build a society that allows those differences. Yes, even the far right, so what? In Canada, I remember 15-20 years ago in Alberta, they were so scared that there was a few white supremacist camps outside of the cities. But then when you looked at, Alberta has about 4 or 5 million people, and there was maybe 200 white supremacists. And I said then, this will never take foot. Just leave it alone. The only way it takes foot is you announce it. And truly, we had a very conservative government then, and they didn't report it much. They just kept an eye on the white supremacists, and if they broke some rules, they arrested them. And you know what? You barely ever hear about them now. That's the way society needs to be, in my opinion. But I'm one of 35 million in Canada, and I don't even harbor a thought that my thoughts should be important to anybody but me and my family. We need to stop taking offense. We're a society that takes offense. We're a society of victims. Somebody comes out and says, even if somebody comes out and says something derogatory towards, like when Trump said shithole countries. I mean, we've all said it, but he said it publicly. So he gets chastised for it, even though it's true. Even though it's true. He was talking about Venezuela. Would you go to Venezuela right now? Absolutely not. You'd probably get arrested or killed. You wouldn't go. It's a crappy country. It used to be beautiful. Socialism brought that. So we got to stop taking offense and look at the reality and have a discussion. The people on the take gun rights, for instance. The people on the far left just don't understand why anybody would have a gun. Confiscate them all, get rid of guns, you got a better society. That's what they feel. On the far right, it's we should have the right to have a machine gun. And you know what? If my 12-year-old is pretty good at a machine gun, he should have the right to own one, and all that. That's the spectrum. We all need to find a place where we can discuss what of our ideology we can throw away so that we can meet in the middle and find some safety. But again, without talk of changing the way we think about the broken of society, the mentally hurting. Until we do that, we will never satisfy this problem. You asked for it, I gave it to you, and it's a long one. Sorry, but you asked for it. I hope to get back to cannabis. It's a much less divisive discussion, even though I still get some people calling me a fool. I'd much rather that than the amount of maybe. We'll see what kind of backlash I get for this. I'm a peaceful man who just believes that everybody should have the right to live their lives in freedom. Peace and cheers, love and harmony.